start at the top, work my way down. I'm going to skim through them. I'm not going to read every single one because we don't got time for that. But we do have time. You do have time to continue to drop what you're happy and grateful now for in the chat if you have not already. Look, the first step is taking action. So if you haven't already, go ahead, write something that you are happy and grateful now for this morning. Let's start the morning off right. So I'm going to start at the top. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have had a blessed and that I have a blessed and loving family. I'm happy and grateful now that I am a chairman 10, that I am a six-figure trader, that I'm thriving in an environment that is conducive to my success. Say that. I'm happy and grateful now that I'm the homeowner of $1 million estate. Now I'm an educator on the I Am platform, and it feels so good to bless my children and millions of other people with this skill. New educator on the way. Shout out. Happy and grateful now for becoming the highest version of myself. More each and every single day, for breaking generational curses for my children with this opportunity, that I'm able to change my financial background and my family and friends. Now everyone is able to push a button on their phone to make money. Destroy. I'm not even gonna try to read the excuses and start. Oh, destroy excuses. There we go. Destroy excuses and start winning. I'm happy and grateful now for becoming a better person, and grateful for every opportunity that 365 family has for me, showing me how to build my confidence in every situation, also helping others in the world achieve what's beyond greatness. Happy and grateful now for a blessed life family, retired in 365 family, ability to grow, achieve, and help others do the same, for the opportunity to be exposed to this information, for that I earn $100,000 a week. So happy and grateful now that Chairman 10 is done. June 1st, 2021, that I cleared $10,000 trading this week. Happy and grateful now that I helped 3 people go platinum 150 this week. And that I vibrate on the frequency of chairman in all that I do. Happy and grateful now for the access of life-changing information. All I can do is win. I'm happy and grateful now that I make money from the phone, giving others opportunity to do so as well, surrounding myself with people who are like-minded and determined to win for life, family, love, and an abundance of blessings, right? So continue to drop those if you haven't already. You definitely want to make sure that you're doing that, because it is super, super important that we are really operating from this space, right? And we're going to talk about that a little bit today. I got 2 things I specifically want to go over. Number 1 is you have permission. Number 2 is need versus desire. We're going to start with number 2 and we're going to go back. All right. So I want you guys to write in the chat need, right? Write in the chat need. And then I want you to define it. I want to see what you guys have. And for the definition of need, actually, we're gonna take a page out of Jasmina's book real quick. Feel free to unmute, raise your hand, or you can just hit unmute if you want to give me your definition of need. What is a need? Let me see if we got some definitions popping in here. So you can either write it or you can. So necessary, that's good. Necessary. What else we got?
What something that you can't live without. Something you can't live without.
Yep.
To be dependent upon something.
Mm-hmm. I like that. Anybody else?
To be dependent upon something.
To be dependent upon something. I like that. All right, so let's get the dictionary definition out of the way real quick. So the dictionary definition for need is to require something because it is essential or very important, expressing necessity or obligation, right? Needs are essential, right? Needs are essential. It says it is essential or very important. It's required, right? Now what's a desire? Right? So somebody let me know, what is a desire? What's the difference between need and desire? What's a desire?
Desire is like a want.
Okay. Want. Anybody else?
I feel like a desire could have the potential to be more temporary than a need. For like a need is something that you'll always need, but a desire can come and go depending on your feelings.
There we go. So a desire, the dictionary definition for desire, we have a strong feeling or wanting to have something or wishing for something to happen, right? So it's a strong feeling, right? It's like a strong wish for or a want. So the difference between need and desire, now you need both of them, right? You need both of them to be successful, but I don't need certain things to get to the next level. Let me make it make sense. So when I wake up, right, I need to eat in order to live, right? However, I don't need to eat a certain caliber of food in order to live. Whether I'm getting the scraps off the table or whether I'm getting the highest food that there is, I can live, right? I don't need it. But a desire, right? I can desire to have the absolute best. I can desire to have everything that I want, right? So when we're talking about needs versus desire, and let me refer to my notes, make sure I stay on topic, right? So we're going to start here. So you begin with desire if you ever hope to achieve anything or gain more than you have now. Because what you have now, you already have everything you need. And you've heard us talk about this, multiple times. You have everything that you need to get to the next level. You have everything that you need to go where it is that you want to go, right? But do you have the desire to get there? Do you truly have the desire to make $150 a month, $1,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $100,000 a month, whatever that is? Like, is that your desire, right? Many people, the desire is not necessarily for the monetary gains, right? But your desire might be something that needs the money in order to get what it is that you really want, right? But if your desire, if your desire, right, has a certain need, but you don't desire to do the thing that you need to do to get that desire, it doesn't matter. Let me make it make sense. So if I want to eat at this restaurant where the plates are $100, $200, right, just for an appetizer, right? That sounds, they hopefully got some really good food, right? We going to some upscale restaurant down where all the millionaires are, right? If I want to eat there, I can want to eat there all I want. I can desire to eat there all I want, right? But I don't need to eat there because I can eat. But if I truly desire to eat there, I'm going to do everything that I need to do in order to get that thing done, in order to put myself in a position to get there, right? So what is it that you truly desire? And you'll know how much you desire it by your actions every day. And if your actions that you're taking right now don't fit what it is that you say that you want, then you need to check your picture of what you say that you want. You need to check that desire. Because if you don't wake up wanting, desiring, needing to do the work, right? If you don't wake up needing to do the work to get what it is that you desire, then it's not really a desire, right? It's more of a wish. Now, a desire is a wish, but a desire is a strong wish. It's a strong want for something. It's a longing, right? If I really, really want to be in shape, if I really, 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 really want to make it to some athletic level, right? I'm going to wake up every morning, no matter how I feel. I'm going out there, I'm working out, I'm doing what needs to be done in order to get what I want, right? But if I just I want to be in shape, I'm not going to get up and do that. I'm not going to focus on, and that's okay, because that might not be what I desire. But you got to ask yourself, what is it that you desire, right? And are you doing what it takes? We talk about having a 7-figure trade account, 6-figure trade account, 8-figure trade account, whatever that looks like for you. Are you getting up and getting inside the academy? Are you marking up your charts? You're setting your alerts? Are you actually studying so you know how to take your own trades, right? So you can identify what the educators are doing, or are you sitting around on your phone waiting for a signal, right? What are you doing to show that you desire the freedom that you say that you want, right? Because you can't have the freedom being dependent on somebody else. If I'm waking up and going to a job that I don't like, or putting myself in a position to need that job, then my desire is not to be free from a job, right? It might be cool. I might like it. It might sound cool, but that's not my desire, right? That's not my longing heart's desire, because I'm not doing what's necessary each and every single day to move myself a little bit closer and hopefully faster towards the thing that I said that I want, right? Let me go to my next point, right? I want you to, and we've talked about the radio waves, right? We talked about the radio waves before. So radio waves, you know, it puts you on the right frequency. If you truly desire, that's perfect. If you truly desire to listen to a certain type of music when you're in the car, right? If you get in the car and the car is already plugged into some radio station, like Paris talked about yesterday. Shout out to drop some fire emojis in the chat for that call Paris did yesterday. Definitely lots and lots of gems, right? But I want you to picture this, right? He talked about living life by default or living life by design. Living life by default, this is a perfect example. You get in the car, there's music playing, and you're listening to whatever's on the radio station. Your friend, your mom, your cousin, if somebody calls you, they hear the music in the background. It's not what you usually listen to, and they're asking you, well, what are you listening to? Man, I don't even know. I'm just driving. I don't even know. I'm just riding. I don't even know what station this is. It was on when I got in the car. But now you have a decision, right? You already had a decision, but now you have a decision. Do I want to change the radio station? Or am I about to listen to whatever's on the radio? If I'm listening to whatever's on the radio, I'm living life by default, right? Because I didn't choose this station. I didn't choose what was playing. And if I know right now I'm in the mood for some gospel music, I need to change that dial to the right thing. If I'm in the mood for a little R&B, I need to change it to the right station. I need to find the station that matches what it is that I want, right? But if I don't change the station, I'm just cruising on autopilot. Whatever comes my way, comes my way. I don't have a desire to change my results, to change what's going in my ears, right? It's not strong enough yet. It's a wish. It's like, I don't necessarily like this song, but I don't feel like turning the dial. Well, you don't feel like turning the dial more than you don't like the song. Because if you really didn't like the song, if you really didn't like the station, you would change it. If you was in the car with some kids, you got it, same scenario, but you got in the car with kids and they come on the radio, F this, B that, and they're cussing up a storm. Now, your desire to change the channel is real quick and strong. Oh, hold on, wait, we can't listen to that. Depending on how old the kids are, some of y'all, I don't know, but you changing the station real quick, right? You changing the station real quick because it's not what you desire for them to hear, right? Sometimes our desire for other people is bigger than our desire for ourselves. Think about that. You get in the car by yourself, you listen to whatever. But you get in the car with somebody else, now you usually don't touch the station. Actually, hold on. You get in the car by yourself, you usually are listening to whatever you actually want to listen to. But when somebody else gets in the car with you, what happens a lot of time, you change the station based off of what you think that they want to hear. Or you change the station based off what you think that they think that you should be listening to. I was listening to some country music earlier. Oh, I don't want them to know I listen to country. Let me change it. I don't want them to know I listen to personal development. Let me change it. I don't want them to know I got a little hip hop in my, let me change this station. You start adjusting the station because somebody else got in the car, right? So what do you truly desire? When you confident in yourself, right? When you confident, I don't care who get in the car with me. I mean, these days a little bit different. We listen to some personal development, but look, you get in the car with me. Guess what we listening to? We listen to some R&B. It's going on. There's some R&B music playing. You're gonna get some little bit of gospel. Like that's what I'm listening to, right? Javon, stop with, you always playing that slow music. Yup, that's what I like, and you gonna listen to it, right? You gonna plug into my frequency. I'm not changing it just because you in the car. But some of y'all, because you get around certain people, you start to change your frequency. You start to change what it is that you know you should be listening to, right? Let's bring it back. You change what it is you know you should be listening to. You at the house, somebody come over, you turn the TV on. You ain't turned the TV on in a whole week, but somebody come over, hey, let me turn the TV on for you. Nah, we gonna look at these charts. Hey, hold up. Nah, my favorite educator on. Hey, check this guy out right here. Right? Some of y'all start changing just because other people come around. Oh, I'm tired. Let me go watch some. Why are you switching it up? Be 100% you, right? Or to be the you that you want to be, not the you that you think other people think that you should be, right? And my next point is back to number one, right? You have permission, right? You have permission. A lot of people, I think they don't get to where it is that they truly want in their business, in their trade account, in anything that they do in life, right? Because they feel like they need permission. I'm letting you know today, like write it on a sheet of paper, Javon gave you permission to succeed. Because some of you are just waiting for somebody to say you can do it. You can make $100 a day. You can make $1,000 a day, $100,000 a day, right? You can get that body that you want. You can actually learn this thing. You can stick through it. It might take some time, but you're going to get there. The only way you're not going to get there is if you stop, right? You either moving forward or you moving backwards. Stop stopping. We talked about this last time, the fish swimming upstream. You might think you're stopped, but every time you stop, it's just pulling you back. And then you got to start over, right? You got to keep moving, even if it's just a little bit each and every single day. So you have permission to succeed. You have permission to get whatever it is that you truly desire. But in order to do that, you got to decide what you want. Charles talked about it all last week. What do you want? What do you want? And it don't take forever to figure out what you want. Sit down with yourself for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Just start writing. I don't care what you write about. Just start writing. Try sitting with yourself for a little bit of time. Most people don't want to sit with themselves. What are you scared of? It's you. Look, if you got to fight yourself, if you got to cry a little bit, okay, cool. But sit with yourself and figure out what it is that you really want. Because until you figure that out, it's going to be hard to move forward. It's easy for me to get up in the morning and go run, right? I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what the bank account looking like. I don't care what's going on. Just know you're going to see me out there, right? I was talking about this earlier. When I was out there making teams, doing this, doing that, my first year out of college, what? I was working multiple jobs in graduate school, but I'm out there at the USA Championship, one of the only dudes that's not sponsored in the finals, right? Top 3. First year. I'm still in grad school, right? But it's not about what you have access to. It's about what do you really want? Because if you really want it, if you really go out there, you put yourself in a position to actually go get it, right? It don't matter what nobody else say. It don't matter what you don't have. It don't matter what you going through. Trust me, we all going through stuff, right? What you going through might just be a little bit different than what I'm going through. But that's why we doing this, because we want what we going through to not have to be anything dealing with financial. It's a little less stressful when you could take a trade and not have to worry about where the money coming from. I hope it go my direction. Nah, just know it's gonna go your direction. Just let it ride, right? Hey, shout out to Ethereum, new high. That thing was hitting highs. It was dropping back to the support. It was just doing all this. That was fun. But hey, hope y'all been watching them cryptos. Hope y'all been watching Swipe Coin, right? Hey, E. Beautiful, right? Beautiful. And Ripple. And Bitcoin. All of them things. But look, go out there, make sure that you put yourself in a position to, number one, figure out what it is that you really want. Not only what you want, what do you desire, right? Because you already have everything that you need. So what do you really want? What do you want? And what are you willing to do, right? What are you willing to change? What are you willing to do to actually go get what you want? Actually write it out. Plan your future, right? Charles talked about planning your future, right? Get that calendar. What date are you going to hit your next rank? What date are you going to help somebody? What date are you, like, have this stuff written out. And the process, not just I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because I'm doing X, Y, and Z. I'm going to go hit this rank because I am doing X number of presentations a day, because I'm prospecting X number of people. I'm going to get X amount in my trade account because I'm studying, because I'm consistently on these calls, because I'm showing up, because I'm practicing proper, like, how are you going to get what it is that you want? The blueprint's already there, right? So figure those things out. It don't take long. Again, sit down with yourself for 30 minutes. Get a blank sheet of paper. Maybe you need a couple sheets of paper and just start writing. It don't need to be neat. It don't need to be all just start writing. Figure it out. You know, back in school, I was the worst at this. I was the absolute worst at this. But back in school, when you used to have to do them writing prompts, right? Y'all remember them writing prompts for like states and stuff like that? They gave you a whole page or two. They're like, let's know if you need extra to plan out your story. They wanted you to plan out your writing. What's going to be in the first paragraph? What's going to be in the second paragraph? What's like, how are you opening this thing up? I would kind of work a little backwards, but they wanted you to plan it out. I didn't realize the importance of planning it out till later. And I was like, okay, I mean, I guess I can do it. I didn't want to do it because they told me to do it. That's why I didn't want to do it, probably. But at this point, you realize, okay, maybe it is good to show your work. Maybe it is good to have that whole blueprint already laid out. If you don't have the blueprint laid out and you're not getting the results that you want, try it. I want you to try it for the next 30 days. And then if it don't work, come back and tell us. But you can only tell us it didn't work if you actually do it for the 30 days. We putting ourselves on display. If you do everything to get to where it is that you want, identify where you want first. If what you want is $1,000 a month, write it down. If what you want is to help a certain number of people, write that down. If what you want is a certain number in your bank account, write that down. Then plan it out, write your dates out, then have a conversation with your mentor, have a conversation with somebody that's already done it about where you want to go. And they'll let you know if that's realistic. They'll let you know if that's something that's attainable. They'll help you, fix the dates, make sure you have the daily requirements. But once you have that, right? And we've already been given the required, the daily task, but still have that conversation. But once you have what you need to do to get there, do it for 30 days. And if you're not progressing to where it is that you want to go, and you've done everything, come back and tell us. We want to hear those stories. But you can only do that if you, number one, you have to have been doing what? Tracking what you've been doing every day. So you can't tell us it didn't work if you don't even know if you did the activities on a day-to-day basis. So that means you got to be accountable for what you're doing. That means every day, no matter what's going on, you got to put the work in. And if you miss a day, guess what? You can't come over here and tell us it didn't work because you got to start over. You got to put in 30 days straight, no matter what's happening, no matter what's going on, right? I know it's gonna work, but just in case it doesn't, make sure you log in this now. I invite you back in 30 days to say, Javon, I did every single thing. I went live. I did my presentations, right? I did at least what David said, 2 to 3 people per day, every single day, right? I got them on 3 ways. I was in the academy for an hour a day. I took the signals. I calculated my risk, and I'm still not making any money. I'm still not where I want to be. Let me know if that happens. I don't think it's gonna happen. Charles, you think what you think? I don't think that's gonna happen. But if it does, the floor is open. The floor is open. I want to see. But remember, you have permission to succeed. You have permission to get what it is that you want. Like Charles said, it's your life, right? So that's all we got for y'all today. Look, morning dedication. Today is Monday. What's today's date? Monday, May 10th, right? So we got 2 and 8 o'clock opportunity calls. You got opportunity to go ahead and invite your guests out to hear this information about how they can make money by pushing a button from their phone, about how they can take the 30-day challenge along with you. Hey, that's a great way to prospect today. Hey, look, I got this 30-day challenge. I'm about to do something every single day for the next 30 days. I'm about to be in this academy. They said if I do this for the next 30 days, I'm gonna be making some money, right? Whatever your goal is, tell them what your goal is. Look, if I do this for the next 30 days, I'm gonna be making $2,000 a month, $1,000 a week. Whatever your goal is, $100 a day, $500 a day, whatever your goal is in the next 30 days. When you go out and talk to people, now you have a vision to share. You can't share with somebody a vision that you don't have. 2 and 8 o'clock, that's all we got for today. Skills Camp, I heard, was phenomenal. Charles, I actually want to bring you on for just a moment to go ahead and do a quick recap of the Skills Camp. And go ahead and talk to the people for a few minutes.
Man. It was life-changing, man. It was so much bigger than just skills for building the business. What y'all gotta understand is these events, they're events that build you. Each one that you miss an opportunity to experience a quantum leap in who you are. Not just the business, a quantum leap in who you are as a person. You evolve, you grow, and what I always say is money is a language. When you get into environments where that language is spoken fluently, every single speaker was absolutely amazing. I can't even just put it into words. Rion Jones, Sidney Jones, David Monetier. Listen, them Trade House boys, man. Oge came through and gave the exact blueprint. He gave the duplication blueprint. And he was like, I never say this publicly. Never. He said, but I love Riyadh and Sydney so much that, I'm gonna give it to y'all. He said, this is like literally Trade House only secrets. And he went in the crowd and asked his band who was there with him, he said, should I give it to him or should I just switch it up right now? And his homie said, give it to him, man, they ain't gonna do it anyway. And that's sad. You know how crazy you gotta be to get into an environment where 24, 25, 26-year-olds are making $100,000 a month. And they say, I'm gonna give you exactly what it is, but most of them won't do it anyway. How hard-headed do you have to be to get in an environment like that, get the blueprint, and then not do it? Everything that Javon said on this webinar today, how many of y'all really gonna apply it? Every single webinar you go to, you need to take something that you're going to add to your life. And that's really the foundation of what Skills Camp was. It was, listen, you're about to get a lot of information from a lot of successful people. But just like Javon said, if your desires don't match your work, then you don't really want it. That was the foundation of the whole event. A lot of people say what they want, but not a lot of people do the necessary activity to get it. It was heavy on leadership. It was heavy on the skills. It was heavy on who you are. It was heavy on making a decision to move your life towards exactly what you say you want, which is my gospel. That's what I preach. Doing the necessary things, the skills, right? Setting goals, all the things that we know, but just said in a different way. The blueprint to tap rooting the business was given, right? David came through. That was the best teaching I've ever heard from David. I'm gonna go to my notes, say a few things David said. Tez, oh my God, Tez, man. The whole event was phenomenal, but I want to get to David real quick. David, here's the thing. He said, how many of you guys know that communication is essential to elevating yourself financially? Drop a 1 in the chat if you know communication is essential to elevating in life. In any aspect, relationships, business, any aspect. Communication is an absolute must, right? Now tell the truth. Drop a number 2 in the chat if you thought I was talking about communication with other people. Be honest. Drop a 2 in the chat if you thought that I was talking about communication with other people. He said that's not the most important form of communication. The most important form of communication is communication with yourself. Communication internally. Communication eternally. See, there's a disconnect, right? This is so good. There's a disconnect with anybody on this webinar. If you have desires, if you have your 5 reasons why, and you know you want these things, but you're not doing the necessary activity to get them, there's a disconnect in the communication with yourself internally. There's a disconnect there. There's a belief issue there. Y'all, the wealthiest people in the world talk to themselves. Affirmations. Mumbling, saying what you like, literally. When the word, I'm getting, this is good. When the word says pray without ceasing, that means roll that thing around in your mind, mutter with your mouth, mutter. You should be muttering all the time when you're by yourself. I win, I only win. I only win. The next level is mine. I'm moving forward in my life. I'm so happy and grateful now that everything that my heart desires comes to pass quickly. I'm so happy and grateful now that there's nothing but abundance all around me. I'm so happy and grateful now that I only win. I'm so happy and grateful now that things manifest in my life quickly. I'm so happy and grateful now that everything that I want comes to pass. I'm so happy and grateful now that everybody around me succeeds on high levels. I'm so happy, like literally muttering all the time. What do you think is going to happen to your confidence? What do you think is going to happen to your confidence, right? Of course he did, success is 90 to 99% spiritual, right? And only 1 to 10% physical, right? But then he went over leader. Watch this. How many of y'all want to be a leader? Put number 3 in the chat if you want to be a leader. If you want to be a leader. Because y'all know leadership is the highest paid skill in the world, right? You want to be a leader? Okay, cool. All right. He said to be a leader, you got to love people. And then he gave the definition of love. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not boast. Love is not prideful. Some of y'all who read your word, you've heard this before. Love does not dishonor others. Love is not self-seeking. Love is not easily angered. Love does not keep any record of wrongdoing. Love always protects, trusts, and preserves. It never fails. If you want to be a leader, then that's required. You got to love people. And a lot of times you can get in your feelings. Somebody said something you didn't like. Somebody did something you didn't like, or did not do something you wanted them to do. Oh, I heard this said a long time ago. Some people end up beefing with the person they should be learning from. You should never have, never mind, I mean, not even going to go there. But anyway, like, this thing is so simple. He said, if you have any unforgiveness in your heart towards anybody, you need to release it, because that's holding you back. It's not hurting the person you're upset with, it's hurting you. Justin Owens talked about how David told him that when he was a P5, right? He learned that Bob Proctor's event, that you need to send love to 3 people every single day. Justin said, when I started doing that, my finances changed. This stuff is real. It's not just words. This stuff is real. So if you really want to get to the next level, then, and you make the decision that nothing's going to stop you, then this is a part of it. I'm not letting any unforgiveness in my heart stop me. I'm going to treat people right. I'm going to be honorable. He talked about the self-confidence formula, right? He said being broke is hard. Everything costs more. And it's the truth. So don't be broke. Don't be broke in your words. Don't be broke in your mind. Don't be broke in your activity. So many things. I'm gonna give y'all 2 more. God saw darkness, and he said, light be. God did not speak about the darkness. He spoke to the darkness. A lot of people speak about their problems instead of speaking to their problems. I hope you caught it. There's a very, very big difference. I love what Paris said yesterday. The darkness doesn't even exist. It's just absent of light. Y'all understand that? Your financial situation is not real. Where you are currently, your bank account is not real. What you envision is real. It just is in the process of manifesting. You had to be there. I'm telling you. It's just so many, and I'm telling you, that's not the only one. There's a ton of them. I'm telling you, this stuff, when you just meditate on what I just said, I'm gonna leave that right there. We gotta end this thing. And then I'll give you this one. The Tower of Babel. This is so good. Oh my God, this is so good. If 3 people catch this on this webinar, we'll change the world. If only 3 people on this webinar catch what I'm about to say, we will change the whole entire earth. Watch this. He was like, Riyadh taught it first. It was funny. Riyadh taught it first, and then David wasn't even there yet. He got there and he taught it right behind him. Confirmation right in front of the whole room. But watch this. They both taught it like this. It was like, look, the Tower of Babel. These I was about to say these jokers. These jokers, these individuals said, we're going to build a tower to heaven. And then they did it. They were doing it. And God looked at it and said, they're unstoppable. They're really going to do it. Catch that. It wasn't the vision in one person's mind that caused that to happen. It was the vision in everyone's mind. God said they are unstoppable. Not one person. It wasn't the vision of one individual. They all had the vision and they grabbed a hold of it and they ran. Watch this. You couldn't tell who the originator of the vision was. And didn't I teach that before about Apple? Didn't I teach that before about Google? Didn't I teach that before, right? About how when there's a vision that's laid forth, you got to grab it like it's your own and run with it. This ain't Christopher Terry's company. This is my company. I'm running this thing because the visionaries, the people who grab a hold of the vision are the ones who make the most money. Not only did Steve Jobs become wealthy, but Steve Wozniak is now a billionaire. Not only did Mark Zuckerberg become a billionaire, but everybody who was in that dorm room are now billionaires. Everybody who left, we don't know where they at. So they were unstoppable. They all had the vision. And why were they all unstoppable? Why? Because they all were speaking the same language. It can't just be one person speaking the vision. It has to be everybody involved in the vision speaking the vision, moving towards making that vision a reality, right? 50 Chairman Traders is not Paris's vision. That's not just his vision. That has to become your vision. You got to say, I'm going to contribute to those 50 Chairman Traders. I'm going to be one of them, but also I'm going to produce some. 1,000 chairmen by the end of this year, the company vision, that's not just the company's vision. You got to say, you know what? I'm going to be a part of that. I'm going to be a big reason that takes place. I'm going to contribute by becoming a chairman, and I'm going to produce some chairmen. It's already done. That's what I want y'all to understand. And don't get me started on, I wish, this man, I'm going to give y'all this. I got it. Can I keep going? Can I keep going? Can I keep going? Y'all got somewhere to be?
Got it.
Y'all got somewhere to be? Can I give y'all this? Amber, am I lying? This joint was so crazy. He looked up the definition of past. he knew, look, this was a part of the training. This part was a part of the training. He looked up the definition of past. The definition of past says, gone by in time and no longer existing. The time or the period of time before the moment of speaking already. Wait a minute. We're talking about past, right? Time before now, past. Listen to the definition. Gone by in time and no longer existing, right? Then it says the time or the period of time before the moment of speaking, right? Already, right? Thanks, Javon. The moment of speaking or writing, right? Watch this. Before the moment I speak it or I write it, it's the past. Before the moment I spoke it or write it, it's the past. Before the moment I spoke it or wrote it, it's already in the past. Before I did it, it was already in the past. Before you wrote it or said it, it was already in the past. Watch this. Now, if that's not clicking, this was improv. This was not planned. This part that I'm about to explain of what he did was not planned. Watch this. He looked up the definition of future. He said, I wonder what the definition of future is. Let's look it up right now. He said, the future definition, the time or the period of time following the moment of speaking and writing. The time or the period of time following the moment of speaking or writing. Wait a minute. So if the past is the moment before speaking or writing, all right, and then the future is the time or period of time following the moment of speaking and writing, what these two definitions say is the past, the present, and the future are all the same. Think about that. The past, the present, and the future are all the same. So what does that mean? How does that apply to you? Ladies and gentlemen, whatever you wrote is already done. Whatever you spoke is already done. It's already done. It's all already done. It's already done. That just gave a whole new meaning to it's already done. So like, watch this. If you're not writing your affirmations every day, you're missing it. If you're not speaking your affirmations every day, you're missing it. Because ladies and gentlemen, that activity is literally creating your future. That activity is literally designing your future. I always said that writing is a spiritual event. Writing something down is a spiritual event, not typing it on your phone. Taking a pen to paper, a pencil to paper is a spiritual event. And that's why all successful people, all of them write their goals down. Not one single person in history who's successful did not write their goals down. They all write their goals down. So if you plan on being successful, that's essential to your success. You must write your goals down. That's step number one. What's the first thing we tell you to do when you join the organization? Write your 5 reasons why. There's a method to the success. Whoo, boy. This thing was crazy, y'all. I'm telling you, you really had to be there. Life-changing. The person I am today is not the person I was on Friday. I grew leaps and bounds because of that event. That event was life-changing in so many different areas of my life. So many different revelations, so much wisdom, so much how to. This chairman thing became way easier because of that event. Way easier. And the motto, let me go back to that Oge, when he was talking about his formula for building this business. Real simple. Step 1, unity. Building a connection with every single person that you put into this organization. Finding out, which is what we already do. That's the exercise, the 5 reasons why. That's what that is, right? Unity, communication, taking the time out to find out what they want, taking the time out to understand who they are, taking the time out to understand what makes them tick. What is it that they're here for? What is it that they desire? Find that out. Step number 2, they need to be taking profit immediately, like immediately. You need to help that person take a trade with Site Trade, Swipe Coin, Harmonic Scanner. It don't even matter what software you use, but they need a testimony. $10, $20, $50, $5, any amount. Did you hear me? Any amount. $2, y'all. Any amount. Step number 3, withdraw. First day, withdraw. Withdraw. Ladies and gentlemen, it could be a $5 withdrawal. They just need to understand that I push the button on my phone and that money is now in my possession. That's all they need to understand. Withdraw, same day. Step number 4, they need to get plugged into a training, same day they join. It don't matter what it is, a team training, a go live training, an education training, a Zoom meeting for your team. They need to be in some type of training in the environment immediately, day 1. Now, he said, if you do step 1 through 4, in the first day they get started, step 5 is easy, launch. Launch, like Paris says, okay, How many people do you know that did not know how to do, that does not know how to do what you just did? How many of them can you get in front of me right now? Immediately. See, he said, you won't have a problem with retention in your business if these first 4 steps are being followed, simply because you put them in position to grow and make money, and you cared enough to find out what they want. Taking action is simple. This thing is so powerful, man. Christopher Ratz came on right behind him, also in Trade House, making $100,000 a month. Chris Ratz said, he was like, unity is the key. Communication is the key. Helping people understand, because when they understand, they'll do it for themselves. When they understand why, when they understand the why, the how, right? They'll do the work. When they understand the why and the how, understanding is the primary thing, helping people understand what it is that we do. And that doesn't take long. The reason why Trade House is so successful is because they're getting people understanding on the first day they join. It don't take weeks. It don't take months. What it's taken weeks or months to do for some individuals, they're doing in one day. And that's why people come in and hit Platinum 1000 in 3 days. That's why people come in and hit Platinum 1000 their first week. That's why people come in and hit Platinum 1000 their first day. Because the understanding is being transferred immediately. Had to beat her. Had to beat her. Had to beat her. Joint was crazy. The whole thing. The whole thing. And that's just a taste. There was so much more. When I'm telling y'all, this thing is real. And he said, Olga was like, Chairman 100 is a reality to everybody who joins our business the first day they get started. Think about that. $100,000 a month is a reality in the first day, because why? We're helping them understand that it's simple. 10 chairmans, you're at $100,000 a month. And then here's how we're going to do it. First, we got to get you to P1 as fast as possible. Second thing we got to do is we got to help you create 7 to 10 P1s as fast as possible. That's going to get you $10,000 a month. Then out of those people, we got to help 10 of them get to $10,000 a month. You're at $100,000 a month, and we could do that in a year. We could do that in a few months. You go from where you are right now to $100,000 a month if you just follow what I'm telling you to do. Don't worry about anything that happens. Just follow this blueprint. Do you understand what we are about to do? Do you understand why we're about to do it? Do you understand that this is more important than anything else in your life right now? Working with me is more important than anything in your life right now, because once we hit these goals, your life will never be the same. Your life will never be the same. Once we hit these goals, nothing will ever be the same again. Your children's children will never know what it's like to have a job. Your mom could be buying your mom a house this year. You could be retiring your grandma this year. You literally, what do you want? Just write it down. What do you want? It doesn't matter what you write. Let's just go get it. Understanding. When you understand how this thing works, when you understand what you're doing, you're unstoppable. That's why they got so many people running after chairman. Y'all know, 100 chairmans in Trade House alone, y'all. This is why. This is why I'm breaking it down to you right now. This is why 100 chairmans in Trade House. Why? Because they get people understanding very quickly, and when they understand, they'll move. And they do it with their people in the trenches every day. All I heard was, it's time to win trying to win and win much faster. That's all I heard. P150s like today. P600s today. That's what time it is. P1000s ASAP this week. It got to get done. It has to become a burning desire, and your desires have to match your activity. Bridge that gap. If you've been here any amount of time and you've been screaming chairman, but you know in your heart that your activity hasn't been there, bridge that gap immediately and watch what happens to your income. I'm gonna throw it back to you, Javon.
Hey, ain't nothing else to say. Ain't nothing else. Y'all, all right, look. Y'all know when you get like them old school CDs, you listening to a song and you don't hit next, and then it's like 2 minutes later and you just like, oh, they put 2 songs on the same track. That's what you just got. You just got the bonus track to the Morning Motivations right there. Look at that. Look at that. Make sure you go back, replay this. You already have the assignment for today. Let's